Good morning, mine exploring fans. Look who we have here, the one-legged miner Ross.
You wanted some leg.
And we have Julie and Pat and Jeffrey and Dan. He's got his light on already. All right, we're going to go in the War Eagle, and Ross is going to give us the tour. Ross is the owner of the War Eagle mine and the rest of the Tecopa mines, which would be the Colombia, the Noonday, and the Grant.
That's good, yep.
And so he's the owner of that, so we have permission. And
you have permission? I give tours, so.
And we're in some nice timber sets right off the bat here. We're in the War Eagle. Beautiful timbers already.
So we always brass in for tradition and luck. Got an actual anaconda tag there.
Yep. So we're in the mine. We moved from the out tag to the in tag. 1959.
I'm going to hang our keys here just
all right.
in case anything happens to me. There's the keys supposed to get us out into my vehicle.
Here's a nice old steel spoked wheelbarrow. And you got a nice little block here.
Yeah, these are some of our artifacts that will be going back into the mine for replacement or use later. They just haven't been taken back in yet. So.
Little dynamite?
There's a pry bar from when men were men.
Oh yeah. You got several blocks there. Nice. There's some old fuse reels and some drill steels. A knockoff bit or two. Knockoff bit with the water hole. Another one.
Water pipe from the day. It was in the process of being stolen, and it's messed up kind of lazy.
Here's our first junction. A lot of drill steels. Piece of vent pipe. Goes as far as I can see that way.
It's huge.
Tall,
It's so tall and nice.
This was done in the 50s, and it was done so they could run, muckers and everything else back in here, like Yamco 12s. This whole thing was just meant to be a haulage tunnel, no mining, but they hit a vein when they came across here, so they chased it in both directions. But it doesn't really go terribly far either way, it faces out.
And this is a lead silver mine?
Yeah. And once you get back in there, you're out of the ventilation flow, so it's kind of stuffy. The mine's ventilated very well because in addition to the main shaft, it's also ventilated by the Grant and the Noonday mines.
Right.
So the airflow, you get breezes through here, it's nice. Push this dome up of crumbler stuff here. And it runs for about 40, 50 feet and then comes back again. So. If you look at the backs of these timbers, you can see all the holes here where they were blasting and it was throwing more fragments back.
Oh yeah.
So they were timbered contemporaneous with the blasting, yeah. Timber blast, timber blast.
Of course. Claim the ground that you've cleared. Here we're coming up.
So this would have been done in the 40s or 50s.
24 gauge.
Yeah. That was the anaconda putting this into the bigger equipment. Most of the mines are still 18 gauge. Anaconda went big.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy.
Now we transition from the haulage tunnel to the actual mine. This is the last base of the 690. We're actually in the mine itself now, not in the tunnel. We're actually going to blast through here the next year or two. There's some older workings back in beyond there. We're going to try to survey and find out how far they are, and if it's close enough, we're going to blast to it. Because there's a sketchy spot we need access to get to the main shaft and some other areas that will come down eventually, and I want to have a different route before it does. And if we blow through here, we can be back in the old TCM workings and get back to the main shaft that way.
Cool.
So I've got a couple people looking at it. Just got to do a survey and then do some blasting and run air line in here, power drills and some mucking, and we'll probably do a lot of gobbing just to get stuff out of the way. This is one of our first raises that goes down, comes up rather, from the 790 level below us. You can step out into the wood and get a nice look down there. That's some of the first laddering I built back in there, which I won't build a ladder like that today anymore. But it was a first try. And this helps ventilate the lower workings. We have 5 levels below here that get a lot of their air through this section here. So yeah, a lot of fall, a lot of stall. They were having problems with it when they were working it, but you can still see there's some good mineral up in the back. If you look right overhead, you'll see some copper.
Got a little copper right here.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of iron ore, iron oxides in there. Some going off to the sides, not a whole ton, but when you're hauling it out here by the train load and taking it over by the truck load.
This is your classic lead silver look there right here.
Yep. And we've got some real good stuff from the lower levels that we've actually got on display now in some of the museums. But they had the big slusher dragging up out of here. The station was here for it. What's interesting is you come out of that really bad section over there, and you come through this old air door here, and just around the corner, you're not even going 100 feet. You've got a breakthrough into another stope over here, and this one is bigger and not timbered or stalled at all, no fall. The overhead here, this is just incredibly solid back in this one. Totally different rock strata, totally different, And that goes all the way down to the 790 and then past the 790. Mainly it's just where they were dumping stuff, so there's just a lot of stuff they threw down there to get it out of the way. We were starting to clean that out last year, and we found some dynamite boxes down there with a lot of old nitro powder still in them, so we're leaving those alone. That's another no-go zone for those.
Look at the air going down here.
Yep. It's got some excellent ventilation here.
Yes, it does.
By here. Another slusher was here. Here's the remains of one of our newer dynamite boxes. The Trojan, no headaches, so it was amidine. Called no headaches because obviously there's no nitroglycerin.
Not glycerin, huh?
Yeah. And you can see again a slusher stope. So the slusher blades were tied off, the cables up there dragging up and down, and the winch was back here. I'm trying to get an active a slusher winch so I can just put one in here and display, but they're hard to come by. I've got a plan.
The big water pipe made the jump over the tracks.
Yep. Back through the mine this way, and we're going to go up one of the slusher stopes up to the 500, and we're going to explore the 500 for a while, and I think eventually we're going to come down the main shaft and then come out over here and come back through. So we're going to get dirty.
Follow the foxes.
So you will see these first aid kits stationed back in here every once in a while. So. Watch your head come through here, and there are 2 cross beams. I have to tell people that since one guy came through here last year, ducked into the first one, stood up, and walked face first into the second one. It was funny to watch, and I felt bad laughing at him, but he about knocked himself out.
Yeah.
We brought this in here last year.
Charles Brown.
Yep.
From
Eventually we're going to dig out some of this crap.
Arizona.
Track the length of the drift here. We have need of this car. pull stuff out.
Yeah, you got a little flat car.
Yep.
Nice.
Put this in here last year, and we're going to clear some more of this track and bring the flat car further back in. We're going to use it to salvage some rail that's sitting back in there loose and use the rail for the display up top or for the new section. Yeah, that's actually the mine toilet over there.
Oh boy.
That tank.
Is that the one you were telling me about?
I don't know if I told you about that one at all, but it's there.
The one you were talking about was a carbide.
No, that's an actual working toilet, or was working one time. Hey Dan, he's showing skin. He's showing skin.
Here's the toilet. A little pressure on that stall. Look at the tenon right here. For the mortise and tenon joint. They had special saws that would make those joints.
An old dynamite storage room here, which the vandals have delighted in kicking off the door off for years. I put it back up poorly. That, we think, is a hydraulic ram for raising and lowering ore chute doors.
That's powder mag?
Yep. And unfortunately, the door's kind of jacked up. Got this area here where they used to change the batteries out of the electric locomotives here. And thieves have stolen some of the boards over here. The structure's still here.
This the battery station?
It was.
Yeah, you can tell by all the acid.
Yep, I wouldn't touch it, wouldn't lick it.
No.
And we've got a 4-car work area over here with some tools that are back in here now.
Yeah, you gotta look under these things. You might see a little wrench laying under
Some
there.
drills on it. 2 disassembled but complete Ingersoll Rand rock drills. A few of the miscellaneous pieces, parts, and stuff that we need further in the mine. So this is an area where they used to work on the cars. In fact, there's a cover-over pit here where the miners would have just had this open like an oil change pit where you could have the ore cars on the track and work on them from below. And we had some collapse back in there. That's one of the areas. They were using this as a dump here, I think, and just throwing scrap back in here, but the section beyond it does go back up into an area where there was some square set and a drift up in there. It's just not stable anymore. So they took the big diameter air pipe and they stepped it down here.
Here's some ladders Ross looks like he's made. He's gonna replace them somewhere.
That's where we usually go up.
Okay, that looks fun.
Yeah, last time I was here, about a month ago, we put that rope down, makes a whole lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Julie's taking the ladder.
Come on up, come on up.
Would you like to go now? You want, okay, here goes Pat up the ladder. This is nothing for her. She's an old hat at this mine exploring. Not that you're old.
I am old. Sorry.
They weren't working for about a year and we pulled them out.
Okay, I better go catch up.
it was easier coming down the last time.
Yeah, it's easy coming down. Alright, here goes Julie climbing the rope,
I try not to do it because it's so dirty.
the hand line.
Go, Julie. Go, Julie. I figure we'll go up this one, get on that.
Go the other way, but
Give her hell, boss.
See, sometimes I can smack my head on the back here in these low areas.
A steep, slippery slope in the stope.
Virgin Mines.
Welcome to the 500 level, Tom.
Thank you.
We didn't even drop his stick.
Woo!
That's a workout.
A little bit.
Okay. What do you think, Tom?
Well, that stope is dope, but I've had it with this added.
Oh, man. Where's the reverse button on this tape?
All right, let's go explore this drift. What is this, 500?
500 level.
500 level.
Looking for more salvage. There's a nice piece of drill steel right there. Square rod.
bypass.
On that.
These are manuals.
That's all good.
It's a kick switch.
That's airplane needs a bit of work. One of our volunteer weekends, maybe we'll rehang it all. Right? Most annoying thing about the airplane is they can't decide which side of the drift it wants to be in the way of. I'm trying to hold the camera, watch her walk, and not up over the track tires, so this is definitely a bit of a work in progress. But I do it for you, my viewers, because I love you. More diamond boxes, a lot more. Our cardboard down here, between the diamond and the here. Over here, I have it.
The tag.
Over here.
Yep. 362, I think it says.
Where's that? Yeah. Back in the War Eagle square set.
562.
Is this carbide barrel here? Well, that's one. That's our best square set section of the mine. Back up in here. You can see where the slusher cables were dragging on the bottom of it there.
Couple diamond boxes behind.
Yeah, we got like 3 levels of it here, so platform, there's another one up there, so beautiful work.
Is there a shaft back there or anything? Here's a giant box, pretty intact.
For the most part, you know.
I haven't been up there.
Well, go get it. Get in.
Hercules.
This one's a giant. This one,
Finger going, so it's gonna climb up in there, so.
this is
Remember, y'all, I told her it's not safe.
Atlas.
I warned y'all, had to warn her. You might die.
We're in the square sets. These all have labels on them.
Yeah. So they knew where to put them, and
Right?
every one of them still got the markings.
Yep, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, look.
Can you move a little bit?
Look forever. Let's do it.
Right on the slope.
We're coming back this way, though.
Yes, there's that shaft right up there. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, right up.
Oh, back over here.
Yeah.
It leads into there's a stope back up in there. And from there, you can get back up into one of the other areas I'm trying to open up from the main drift.
This goes up a ways.
Yeah, it does. But it's not a direct route, it's kind of hard.
Yep.
There's a nice shot of the mineral vein up here at the top of the score set. And there's also a shaft going up right there. I can't get any closer to it really. But pretty neat square sets. They're all labeled with white labels. Like that one by Julie. And I'm guessing that was to label them where they went. So they could keep track of what's going on. They'd have a guy come in and measure and back out to cut them and haul them in. And well, I'm wandering around this stope. Everybody's kind of spread out here all of a sudden. There's a big pillar here, shows the vein. Let's go up this way for a second. Pretty cool stope. Here's a side dumping ore car without the trucks on it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of work cars.
So the tag on this reads the John Roebling and Sons Company.
Yellow tag.
Yeah, John Roebling was a German immigrant who came to America back in the day, and he developed the process for spun wire rope, known as cable today. Nobody would be able to make it successful before he did. He used his newfound knowledge to form a company, the John Roebling and Sons Company, and he got the contract to build the Brooklyn Bridge and put all that cable into the Brooklyn Bridge. That's where that came from. So John Roebling and Sons Company stuck around long enough. They originally sold wire rope to the old Tecopa Consolidated Mining Company back in the early days, but the Anaconda was still buying from them up here, so they ran around for a while. Historical trivia footnote, unfortunately, John Roebling did not live to see the completion of the Brooklyn Bridge because he was standing on the Staten Island Ferry Pier waiting for the boat to come in. He was impatient. He was too close to the edge. Told him to hurry up. They came in, the boat caught his foot between the ship and the pier, chomped off all of his toes, and he died of gangrene. So his wife and sons finished the bridge.
I thought we were going to have a happy ending.
Well, the company survived and long sold wire rope to the Anaconda Company in the 50s. Ta-da!
What year did he die? You remember?
No, before the Brooklyn Bridge was finished. So there's your historical foot marker. And here's one of our ore cars we're going to put back on the wheels.
Big side dumper.
Stole the bottom, but we know where it's at, so we just got to get more wheels.
You can see the original color of the mine with all the dust on it.
Just fall down, reach.
Yep, a little scale ground fall.
Yeah, that's reach.
Down, down, down the drift. And good to go.
All right, here's a day box. They would secure their daily dynamite store in there.
Any cold drinks in there, Julie?
No. No cold beer in there today.
Yeah.
What's behind the door, Julie?
Is it a monster?
Ooh, another entrance.
An old.
He's ghost.
As soon as you're in there, lock it.
There's a carbide can. And a tank.
Yeah, we wouldn't take much full landfill. Especially.
Complete except wheels and axles, and we're sourcing wheels and axles now. And we're gonna have this one.
I like the idea of Milwaukee or Milwaukee.
And I've got the bottom for that one back there is down the shaft over here. So we're gonna haul that up and we're gonna have them both on the track, wood wheels, hooked together with that bar back there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And they'll be rolling stock here. It still says Anaconda Copper Company on there.
Yeah, this is Anaconda Copper Mine Company, I think.
Yep.
I don't have any reading glasses on, but that's what it looks like. These are so nice when they're set up right. They're so well balanced.
Show you when we get back to camp.
Okay.
We're gonna make it run. This is fun, not really.
There's some 55-gallon drums of D-Low RPM oil.
Now, this is a massive rail here.
Now that's big, isn't it?
Wow.
That's staying right where it's at. There were fire doors here one time. Watch your step to the left here. The big stope area here, I don't even know how this all connects. We haven't been that down in there.
You always gotta look behind them. Stuff gets left back
Not
there.
me and a Home Depot would, that's for sure.
So we got all this stoped out here, and that goes down to God only knows where. I've got my theories on where that comes down, but I haven't been there. You can see again, there's a lot of char wood from the fire. Oh, but I meant to point out that little hand rope back up there takes us up to the 400 level. It's one of the two ways up to the 400.
Okay.
We'll leave that one for you'll have to come back for that.
You said there wasn't a lot up there.
You can see where all the sap is coming out of the wood from the fire heat. So this area did not burn, but it got very hot. And there's a couple blasting caps back in this area, so watch yourself on the sideboards. One of our ore cars was going to make roll again with any luck. The color of the rock is shovel. If we go up that chute there, or the little manway next to it, you'll also come to a raise that goes up to 400. That's difficult. This one you can tell it was originally they've reinforced it with the structural welding. It's not a riveted car, but they took the old riveted pads and welded them on here.
It's a rear dumper.
Yeah. Missing the bottom, but I think I know where it's at. It's down in the 690. Handmade bucket, shovels, cool stuff. It's got a really good release mechanism, which my plan is to get this guy back on a base.
Mm-hmm.
And put it back on the track. The rod goes all the way through and hits the wood door. Yeah.
Moving along. Little blasting cap right there.
Right on that.
Couple more up here. Nice pieces of rail that will come up for salvage in our cars. these ore cars will also, in the near future, hopefully be put back on wheels and back on the track. This is old slusher stopes in here. This is old TCM stoping back in here.
Have you guys been back here, Tom, in this area?
Nah, just
Washed out.
yeah. If we go down there, eventually you will come to a big ore pass that drops into a bin that dumps out on the 690. That's one of the closest times I come to getting killed in this mine. When I was first up here exploring, and I was by myself, shame. I'd gotten used to kind of sliding down the ore passes to get from one level to the other, because that's what everybody does in these mines. And I started to slide down that one, then I stopped and looked, the ladderway is right next to it. I knew the ladder was busted out, but I wanted to take a look at it. Let me go assess the ladder. I'll climb down the ladder instead of sliding this. When I started climbing down the ladder instead, I realized that ore pass made a 90-degree turn and drop. Just past where I was going to slide.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah. It would have dropped me about 60 feet into a bin that was blocked up at the bottom.
We're hauling up some rail for Ross here, a stretch of it.
I've been down it too. I didn't die yet.
There are no skeletons at the bottom, are there?
Not that you know of.
Not that he's found.
Well, if you see skeletons at the bottom of the ladder, don't take the ladder.
Ta-da! I am down.
You're down a ladder, you're not down anything.
Didn't tell you it's a
Oh,
slide
hey, there's
into
rope
the
here.
bin.
Cool. And we go down to 690 down
Here goes the doctor.
Nice flat car here, which will be raised and salvaged. And here comes Dan down the ladder. Yeah, once you get past me, Dan, don't follow me, because I'll hold the camera. The camera. All right. Yeah, anchor that bottom a little bit. Hey Jeff, how you doing?
Good.
All right.
Here goes Jeff.
Seriously?
All right.
I mean, ow.
Look up once.
This is what a shaft
Just trying to see your face.
gentlemen. Sometimes you know,
Gotcha.
dumpies come into a mine without adult supervision.
There's some handprints in the last one.
There we go.
Yeah, but I can't.
Think we can get a rope on this flat car and drag it up there?
Put the pulley up there.
Or we anchor the pulley on that rail?
Why wouldn't you
there's
just
plenty
slide
of-
it, I would just slide it down.
You'll see, because if we slid it down, we'd still have to try to get it out down there.
And then there's a base of another organ down there?
Hi Julie, looking good.
Yeah.
That may be part of it. I think the wood's all burned away.
Last but not least, Tom's coming down.
All right.
Okay, the gang's all here.
Okay, we're going down this shaft, an incline shaft, down to the level that we started on, I guess. There's a hand line here we're using. Julie's going by the base of an old side dumper. Ross is going to try to get that up a little bit, up to the level above us, where those two were that didn't have bases. There she is. We're down at the bottom of this shaft.
Okay.
There's a ladder here that I guess we're gonna climb up. Here comes Dan. Dr. Dan.
Ooh, thick.
Yeehaw!
Come on, I was throwing rocks down from up there. It's like the mine knows me or something. So, stand by for the cascade, 'cause I'm coming over the edge. I'm up, sitting on your car base.
It needs a little reinforcing right here. Now that it flexes.
We decided if you'd locked you two in that, the dynamite vault back there, you were gonna turn into Tom and Julie knockers.
That's funny.
All right, Jeff. Keep your hands on that rail and come on around here, Jeff. Transformer back there.
Here's the base for this large
To run the ropes
ore
over
car right here.
car out.
Ross says this is a 5-ton box.
If you can get it out of here.
Part of my gift.
If you can get it out of here.
Parting gift.
See, my mission right there. Can you see that? This is my work card.
Actually, GW vandalized this place a few times, so if I've ever found out who they are, my boot got a date with their ass.
Well, we're moving on out of here. Say goodbye to the large ore car and the base. Another track switch. This is just the manual switch. You just force the car one way or the other and it'll go that way. Nothing moves on that. Valve still works. This could have been a little washing station the way it looks there, doesn't it? A little eye wash too or something. Looks like another day box, huh?
Nothing.
With a leather hinge on that side. An old belt. It's a day box, all right.
Right there. I can get the video there. The only reason I also found the shirt is that you need to do $20 more, but come on. This was the main drift for the mine for a long time, and all the ore that was mined at all the levels had to come on those big 5-ton side dumps back through here, and then it was dumped into a bin and sent up and skipped to the surface. But as you can see here, this is fundamentally unstable, and this area's been coming down for a long time. This is all patchwork Anaconda was doing back in the 40s, and if the biggest, most experienced mining company in the world, it gave up on this section. I ain't fixing it. So they cribbed it, they cribbed it, they cribbed it, and then they just finally blocked off the tracks and screw it. They kept open just a small enough passage here for the air and water pipes and the power lines, and ran off the new added the haulage tunnel. So.
Okay, we're gonna sneak our way through here. It's cribbing from an unstable spot. There's just enough room to sneak through here. Almost. All right, we got out of there. I'm sitting at the mouth of a chute here, and there's a pretty good stope going up. There's a ball of slusher cable over there. The slusher cable always gets wrecked up in a hurry.
And here's our incline shaft for lower levels.
Oh, yeah, my favorite spot. Yep, that's it.
We've got 2 tracks, each one has a bridge at each level. The bridge in this case is down, so it lets the car go off on that level. The bridge in that one is up, so the car is going to continue traveling down. We've got a manway off to the side. 2 levels down, a car has jumped the track, caused a fair bit of shaft damage, and torn itself apart.
Heading out of the mine after the big tour. That was pretty fun. Thank you, Ross.
You got it, my friend.
I'll donate the rope for the tour. How's that sound?
I do appreciate it. Send to your viewers. I need viewers. Tell them to come on and take tours. Now you're dead. All right. Another day. Another brass out. Leaving the mine with our Anaconda copper mine brass tag.
Well, that's going to conclude our tour for the day.
Thanks for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we hope to see you on our next adventure. Thanks.